D.B. Cooper, he hijacked a plane. He took $200,000 in cash. He opened the rear stairs mid-flight and stepped into a freezing black sky. No body, no confession, no ending. Did he get away with the perfect crime? Listen. Picture a rainy November night in 1971. Flight 305 is a short hop from Portland to Seattle. A calm man in a dark suit hands a note to a flight attendant. He says he has a bomb. He wants $200,000 and 4 parachutes. He asks for bourbon, cigarettes, and quiet compliance. The crew obeys. The passengers step off. The ransom is loaded. The plane takes off again. Then the impossible happens. Somewhere over rain and trees, the back stairs drop. A man jumps into the night. We know his alias. We know the bills. We do not know what the sky kept. Why does this case still choke the imagination? Because two truths sit next to each other like teeth. The jump was almost certainly fatal, and yet no trace of the jumper. No body, no confirmed hideout, no final paper trail ever turned up. Listen to the facts that crush hope. It was dark. It was pouring. The terrain below was thick logging country. Temperatures were near freezing. The jumper was not wearing survival gear. Parachuting at night into rain-slicked trees with only a civilian chute, the odds of a clean landing were infinitesimal. Many experts say the man probably didn't survive the drop. And yet 9 years later, a child digs in the sand along the Columbia River and finds a bundle. Some $20 bills, stained and decayed. Serial numbers? They matched the ransom. A sliver of the $200,000 had washed ashore. How does riverbank money sit next to the theory of death in the woods? One answer, water moves things. Another answer, someone moved the money. Both answers are trouble. Here's the secret many creators skip. Details matter. He asked for 4 parachutes. He used at most 2. One of the training chutes turned out to be non-functional. He was holding the ransom in a canvas bag. He told the pilots to fly low and slow. These details suggest either a bungled plan or a precisely written escape. Which? Every 20 seconds in this story, you should feel a breath and then a new question. What was his real plan? Who helped, if anyone? Which small slip led to the river find? Put another way, the evidence is a puzzle made of jagged pieces. Each piece fits 2 places at once. The FBI, treated this as one of its major skyjack files. Agents logged the plane, examined the money, interviewed the crew, and tried to reconstruct the jump path. They tested witness statements, and for decades they followed leads that felt promising, then fizzled. Then a twist arrives, the kind of twist that stops viewers and keeps them watching. Decades after the jump, a family claims to hold a parachute and stories tied to a man who matches Cooper's description. Skeptics say this is coincidence. Supporters call it the lead the case needs. This claim remains unverified. Why is this claim so powerful? Because it reframes where you look. If one person's possessions match the gear, suddenly the riverbank bills take on a new geometry. Maybe the jumper made it to water. Maybe someone else carried bills and buried them. Maybe neither. Now imagine 2 different endings and the evidence that supports each. Ending A, he died. The weather, the terrain, the amateur chute, the darkness, all point towards a fatal landing. Scattered bills in a river make sense if the paper-like wreckage eroded downstream. Here the case is tragic. A desperate man made a reckless choice and paid for it with his life. People close the file. The mystery becomes a sad anecdote. Ending B, he lived. The calm manner on the plane, the odd request for specific gear, the choice to keep crew alive, these read like a prepared operator. If he survived, he walked into rural roads, swapped clothes, and vanished. If he survived, the money would be a liability, marked bills, traceable, so he would need a plan to launder or hide it. Survival suggests cunning, a plan to disappear and never use marked cash. Which ending feels more likely? Both have holes. Here's the engine that keeps viewers watching. Contradiction. If the story were purely technical, interest dies in the middle. But contradiction keeps the mind busy, and the algorithm rewards engagement, comments, rewatches, debates. So I give you 3 short beats to hold on to as we move toward the end. Beat 1, the jump. A man with calm composure chooses a death-defying escape. Why? Fear, bravado, calculated risk. Beat 2. The river. Part of the ransom is found years later. Did water reveal a secret or conceal one? Beat 3. The claim. Family artifacts and modern tests suggest a new lead. True or false, the claim reorients decades of search. Now the midnight question. If he lived, where could he possibly go, and how would he survive? He could have landed near logging roads and walked into rural communities, stolen cheap clothes, and melted into anonymity. He could have used the marked bills to buy a new life through intermediaries, or he could have bled out under a cedar and never been found. That unresolvable fork is why this case becomes a story people come back to. It isn't just the facts, it's the image of a man stepping into a black sky and choosing the unknown. You feel the chill because you imagine doing the same. So here's what to remember when the credits roll. The jump stole an ending. We have fragments, a note, serial numbers, a hastily packed bag, a child's discovery on the riverbank, an unverified parachute, endless speculation. None forms a clean narrative. That messiness is the engine of obsession. Which ending do you pick? Dead in the trees or alive under a new name? Say your choice in the comments and tell us why. Phrase your theory in one sentence, because for 50 years the stairs closed, the plane flew on, and the only sound left is the echo of a single impossible jump.